Oh, sorry about that. Just as I sat down, I forgot to realised I didn't have one of my lights on. So anyway, it's on now. Hi there, and welcome to Graham's Guide Friday Live, this Friday, the 10th of November. Thanks for joining me today. So even though I call it Friday Live, it's actually a recording, as you would realise. But I recorded on a Friday, and I don't have a script, and if things go wrong, well then, it's an authentic representation of this moment in time. So what I'd like to do today is provide you with practical guidance, and that's what I like to do every week. Use this as a time to provide practical guidance and focus on how to best complete the assignments, because that's where you got to get your marks, right? So that's a good idea. Oh, where's my mouse? Here it is. Reaching for my mouse and it wasn't even there. Alrighty, let's cut across to the demo that I'm going to do today. So I use this screen here, and if you're watching this on a smartphone, you'll probably have worked out pretty quickly that you're going to need to watch this demo on a desktop screen, and probably best to watch it in YouTube on full screen so you can see what I'm up to here. So look, in my agenda here today, you see that I've got academic writing is the topic, and we'll get to that at the end, but this first two items I want to move through quickly if I can. And at the moment, given that it's Friday of week one, if you're not already feeling overwhelmed, when you if you have, this is your first thing you've looked at, and then there's probably a lot of information you've had yet, but many of you I know are feeling overwhelmed. I've had quite a few emails from people asking questions, and there is a lot of information that you're receiving this week and probably into next week as well. So if it's feeling a bit like chaos, I want to provide you with a little bit of clarity about what's important, because trying to work out what's important is probably difficult. Well, past your enrollment, making sure that all your enrollment stuff is in place, well, that's obviously important. But for me, in this unit, what I want you to be clear about is the best way to approach it. And a simple way that I've thought about is a three-step process, and it's you're gaining knowledge, then you need to understand what that knowledge is, and then you need to demonstrate that you have an understanding of that knowledge. So the three areas that you'll find this homepage probably looks a little bit different to your homepage, because this is the ELA view. The student view doesn't have a lot of these other items here. But here in the top few menu items, you will have these, and you can just work through these and explore Canvas and get to know Canvas. Don't worry if you don't know Canvas, all of Canvas in the first week or two, because you'll be finding more of Canvas as you need it. But to beginning with, you'll definitely need modules and the discussions. Now, the modules is where you find the knowledge. So if you work through these in order, because they're scaffolding knowledge, and by scaffolding, I mean that you're given some knowledge and then you're given more knowledge on top of that. So you need to work through these in order. So this knowledge you're getting here in orientation week is to help you access this next bit of knowledge here in week one. And then each week provides you a bit more knowledge on top of the week before. That doesn't mean you're going to be loaded down with not lots of knowledge. And one thing I try and say to my students is, don't try and be the librarian. Don't try and contain all the information. Better off if you see yourself as the librarian rather than the library. So the librarian knows where and how to access the information, but they don't hold all that information in their head. They don't hold all the books or the content of the books in their head, but they know where to find the book. So in this way, even though there's 12 weeks of knowledge here, you just need to know where to find the knowledge for each week's topic. You don't need to try and remember all of the information that's contained within each week. Just know where to find it. That's all you need to worry about. So be the librarian, not the library. So here in week one, if you work through this, you will eventually get to 1.3, and this is where the first reading is. So if you go into 1.3, and at the top here, you'll see the essential reading is the future work skills reading. So I'm just going to open that quickly. If this is your first time reading, academic document or academic reading, you may find it a little confronting. Don't worry about that. I found my first academic reading very confronting. I had to go and see a friend of mine to help me get through the first paragraph because I couldn't understand the terminology being used. And she graciously walked me through that first paragraph of my first academic reading, probably 30 years ago. And I've read many more academic readings since then, and even though I still find some of them can be confronting and I'm not really sure what I'm reading, I know how to get it. I know how to better understand that knowledge by asking my colleagues, and that's what you'll need to do as well. So you'll read things here in the Future Work Skills report that you may not understand, but you need to then go into the discussion boards and ask for clarification on things that you don't understand. People don't like to ask questions in the discussions because, I don't know, maybe they see that as a weakness or as, a stupid question. But I'm telling you now, if you have a question, even though you are special, the question probably is not super special. The question's probably been asked before, and there may be many other people who would like to ask the question that is on your mind. So bring your question into the discussion board and let's learn together. And every teaching period, I've been doing this for 10 years, but every teaching period, my students, you, will provide me with an interesting and different perspective on what's contained within these readings. So every teaching period, you're teaching me as well. Everyone's a teacher and everyone's a student in university. So anyway, so in this future work skills discussion, if you scroll through, I'm just going to give you a quick tip here. Go through to the middle pages. It's talking about 10 skills, 10 future work skills. This is one of the middle pages, page 6. There's 4 of the future work skills here. One of the ones that people can relate to is social intelligence. And novel and adaptive thinking. Now, some of these words, you'll know these words, you may not see them in the same order that you're seeing them here. Transdisciplinarity, I mean, you probably can get an idea that that might mean having knowledge across several different disciplines, transdisciplinarity. But why is that a good future work skill? Well, if it doesn't resonate with you, it may not be a good future work skill for you. But let's go to the second page where there's 6 more. New media literacy. Well, if you're going into public relations, new media literacy might sound like something that could be useful for you. So you might like to read up on the section of new media literacy. Cross-cultural competency. Again, these words separately probably mean something to you, but together you might have to give it a bit more thought. But in this case, cross-cultural competency is about building your skills in communicating across different cultures, or being competent communicating across different cultures. And that might be something that's useful probably in a school situation, in an education situation. Actually, I can see that being quite a valuable skill across many professions. So if one of these skills, one of these future work skills resonate with you, then rather than read the whole document of future work skills, just go to the paragraphs on this. So let's have a look at, there was some social intelligence. Here's the section on social intelligence. It's not really that big, but if you read through that section on social intelligence to get a better idea of whether that might be a skill that's useful for you in the future, well, then that is something that you can consider writing about in your assignments. And again, here's cross-cultural competency. So even if you're having difficulty understanding what it's saying here, just to have an idea of what it's saying is okay. And it provides here a definition about cross-cultural competency, the ability to operate in different cultural settings. Well, that's a fairly pared back definition, and I think it's very accessible. I find that quite accessible. I can have an idea of what that's talking about just by having read that definition. So if this reading does feel confronting, just simplify it, and you don't have to read the whole thing. Read the ones that resonate with you, and then that's your way of gaining knowledge. And then you might like to bring that knowledge into the discussion board and ask some questions about it. What do other people think about cross-cultural competency? Could that be helpful in an education scenario, or how could it be useful? Those are the sorts of things where you start to gain an understanding of the knowledge. And then when we ask you to do your written assessments, so if we go back to the assignments here. So if we click on assignments, in the assignments here, this is where you get to demonstrate your knowledge and understanding of what you've learned in this unit. So the assignment 1, they're online quizzes, but the written assignments is where I'm going to be providing you with more guidance in your write-up of assignment 2 and assignment 3. Moving forward, let's just quickly do that because I'm spending a lot of time here. Let's just go back to the home page. So browsing bookmarks. I recommend, I'm using Chrome, you can use whatever you like, but I think Chrome's a good way to go. I'm just going to add a folder here because I want to show you how you can add bookmarks. If I was you, I would name it after the, I can't talk and type at the same time. Name it after the title of our unit. So, and the number of our unit is COM10003. Save, that's a short title. You could name it Learning and Communicating Online, but that's quite a long title to have up here in your bookmarks. There's a short version. And then, for example, we're on this home page here. Just go to the little lock there and just drag that in to that bookmark folder. And now it's there. The other one I would be putting is your group discussions homepage. So if I click here and go into discussions, I'll just go into the first one, 1.2. If you click on, you'll only have one choice here, but I've got all the choices. My groups are 17 to 20. If I click here on group 17, and then here, this is the group homepage. I just want to click on discussions to go to this is all of the discussions for group 17, and this is the page that I want to stick in my browser shortcuts as well. So just click on the lock, drag that in. So now I've got the home page for the unit and the home page for the discussions. There's 2 to get you started. You might like to put more in there as well. Moving on to my last agenda item, which is academic writer. So if you go to the help down here, there's the help button, and go to the library for the Swinburne Library. Once you're here, click in the top here on library to go to the library homepage. From here, scroll down to referencing guides. I'm going quickly because I know you can pause and rewind this video, so apologies if you think I'm going too fast. Just pause it, go back and watch it again. But we went to the library homepage and then to the referencing guides. And now I want to scroll down here to APA Referencing Style Guide, find out more, scroll down a little here. You can read through all these things, by the way, but I'm trying to get you to Academic Writer. Try it now. Academic Writer is free for use for Swinburne students if you're logged in. In addition, you will need to make use of this right section here on the right-hand side. There's 3 sections here. This right section is an excellent section to do your actual academic writing in, but you'll need to sign up. You'll need to create an account. I'm currently logged in, but if I logged out, pause, when I went to log in, it would take me to this page. And here you would, let me get back out of this. All right. Try it now. I just want you to see the same page that I see. All righty. So see, now here it just says welcome. It doesn't have my name. But if I click here and log in, it then, when you do this, if you don't have an account, you can click on create an account and make sure you use your Swinburne University email address to create the account. That's how you'll get the free access. So then once you've got your account, then log in, and you can explore all of these three areas: learn, reference, and write. But if you go into write a new paper, it'll ask, and then just click on basic paper. In Academic Writer, it's for both professional publishers, but also for students. Professional publishers need things that students don't need. So just when it gives you this choice, click on Student Assignment and Continue. Here you'll be able to put in the title of your paper. You can just make up any name, just to set up, have a play. Set up a paper, but later on I'm going to bring you in here, possibly next week, and I'm going to start you with assignment 2 and possibly assignment 3, just to create those documents to get you started. So that's all I wanted to show you today. I'm moving from chaos to clarity, and that was you gain your knowledge in the modules, you formulate an understanding of that knowledge in the discussions, and then you demonstrate your understanding of that knowledge in the assignments, 1, 2, 3. The bookmark browser is just an easy way of getting around and navigating Canvas and the other places you need for this unit. An Academic Writer, I highly recommend you setting up an Academic Writer account, because I'm going to show you some wonderful things. It's going to make citing and referencing so much easier for you. If you're afraid of citing and referencing, you'll want to tune in for my next Friday Live, where we're going to be talking about Academic Writer. Thanks for joining me today on Friday Live. See you next week. But between now and then, I'll see you in the discussions. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.